Hi, my name is Shema and I work in the UK as a nurse, and I've decided that from today onwards I'll be putting out videos on my experience as working as a nurse in the UK. I know that there is so much content already out there, but hopefully someone finds my video useful. So I decided to post from today onwards, and this is my first video. And today I'll be talking about one question that has been recently asked by one of my juniors, and that is it really worth working in the UK by leaving your friends and family out back in India? And I think that's a question most of us think when we think of migrating to another country like the UK. So let me talk about five important aspects that I think is important in life, and which I decided myself to come to the UK as well as continue living here. So the first thing is money. So as much as even if we don't agree on it, money is like the most important thing. So money, and then friends, family, your physical and mental health, your lifestyle, and your future. So these are the most important aspects I think we should talk about when deciding to move to another country like the UK. So first of all, money. While talking about money, let's put it out figuratively. When I was working in India as a nurse, the salary that I got monthly was 15,000, and now I'm working in the UK. Back then I was a fresher. Still here I'm a fresher as well, because I came here with few months experience. I get the basic salary here as well, and that's 2,000 to 2,500 pounds. When converted to Indian money, it's 2 lakhs to 2,500, 2 lakhs 50,000 rupees. So the range, because when you work on weekends and when you work on nights, Sundays and nights, you get paid more. So that's the reason I put on a range of 2,000 to 2,500 pounds. So that's the amount when you put it out in figures. When you think about expenses wise, let's say you get 30,000 salary as a nurse back in India. Let's you rent a house of 10,000. Okay, your rent is 10,000, so you pay 10,000 to your rent. Then all your other expenses, let's say, comes around again 10,000, which I don't think is very possible nowadays. So let's say 10,000, and you're able to save 10,000 per month. So you save 10,000 per month, and for 1 year you will now have 1 lakh in your hand. So that's how much you save. Now let's talk about here. Out of my salary of 2,500, I pay a rent of 750, and my bills, everything including my expenses, let's say it comes up around 1,500 pounds, that is 1,50,000. What do I have left? I have 1 lakh left. Now I send this 1 lakh back home. That's what I do. So I think people like me who just started out or who just graduated, what we think is important is how much we can provide for our parents or how much we can provide towards a family. That's what we think about back home. So while I'm able to send like 1 lakh per month back home, I think that's a very huge amount, and that's a very considerable amount that changes my parents as well as our whole lifestyle. So that's one of the most important aspects that made me decide to come to the UK as well as stay in the UK. Because um, if I had stayed back in India, I would be with them. Of course, I would be happy. They would be happy to have me. But how much would I be able to provide for them when they get sick or when they are in real need for money because they are in some kind of financial crisis? You have an education loan to pay off. What's the point of staying with them um, when you can't do much? But when you go away, you are able to help them much more. So that's the reason um, I decided to leave my friends and family to come to the UK, let's say. So now talking about friends and family, if you think like you can make friends here, you are able to build a relationship or a family here. um, Me personally, I don't think that's very much possible, because everybody comes here with the sole purpose of making money. Everybody thinks of doing one more extra shift rather than hanging out with you. So And the people only you know when you come here is the people you work with, who you work with, and they are all busy making their own lives and doing the shifts. And mm, at sometimes it's not even possible to meet the people you work with or so I find it very difficult to make friends or build a relationship here, because if you're a very extroverted person or a very outgoing person, if you pop up at a club and then you make friends there, then it's a totally different story. But people like me who find it difficult to make friends as well as find relations, you will be very isolated. You will miss your family and friends so much. It will make you more and more homesick day by day, and you will feel yourself isolated. You will feel like you're making so much money, but there is no fun way to spend it on. You want to go out a night, you want to go out and chill a night, you want to go to a cafe with a friend, there is no friend. So that's the kind of lifestyle you will be having in the UK if you're a person like me. If you're a solo traveler, if you love your own company, there is so much you can do in the UK. You have the freedom to go to wherever you want, and you have that kind of money with you, and you can travel, you can have the time of your life. So that's another thing that you have to consider, what kind of person you are and how much attached you are to your friends and family. Mm, so the next thing is your physical and mental health. So back home, although health care is very expensive, it is out there. If you have the money, you can just go, and healthcare is out there. You can get a scan, you can get a blood test done. You know what's wrong with you. You go there with a headache, they do all the tests and they tell you what's wrong with you. Just need the money to get treatment. But here it's not like that. You go for a headache, they don't consider it as something else. They just give you a paracetamol and they just send you back home. You go with an infection, they give you antibiotics, and that too, getting that antibiotics is so difficult. Until they feel it's a genuine infection, they don't give you antibiotics. And they don't even do tests. They don't do blood test or urine test, or they don't do a scanning or anything until it's like very, very, very serious. They don't do anything on you. They just give you some medicine and they just make you live. So you don't get taken seriously enough. That's mm, my aspect or my point on it. You don't get taken seriously, you don't get treated as much as you should, and you always harbor this feeling that there is something wrong with you. And mm, you don't get to know, because nobody is going to take you seriously here until it's like a very emergency situation. You had a accident, you have a fracture, you need an operation. It's good, you get your operation done here for free. Your whole hospital stay is for free. I can't guarantee the quality of healthcare though, although I am a nurse. But back at home, it's just money. If you have the money, you get the all the healthcare, all the tests that you want, and you have that peace of mind. You can live with that peace of mind. So, and talking about mental health, again, being alone, being isolated, it really plays with your head. So mm, but if you come from a home where you really don't want to be in that home, you want to be away from that home, and that's more helping your mental health, then I think it's a very good option to be away from everything. If you're someone who find peace in being alone, it's good for your mental health. But if you're someone like me who feel depressed being alone, and it can really play with your mental health as well. So that's the health part of it. Now the most important part is the future. So the reason why I decided to move to the UK as well as I'm still staying in the UK is solely because of future. If I was working back in India, let's say, in the next 5 years, where do I see myself? I see myself working in an hospital. Maybe I have a 2,000, 3,000 rupees more salary. Maybe I live in a home. I took a home loan and I buy my home. So that's as far as I can think. But in the UK, you have so many career opportunities like being a specialist nurse, being a nurse practitioner, being a community nurse, being a nurse educator, being a band 5 to band 9, being so much more than you can ever be back home. So there is so much opportunity for you to transition from bedside nursing to something else. And also, buying a house, going on an international trip doesn't seem like a very far-fetched future to me. It's something very close and something I think I can achieve in a very near future, not something I can do in a 10 or 20 years. So having that opportunity, having that kind of future in mind is what made me decide to stay here, even though there is so many negatives that I talked about. Even though I miss my family like hell, I miss my friends like hell, even though I'm isolated and depressed. I think in life you have to sacrifice something. um, it's up to you if you want to sacrifice your future or your friends and family. For me, after studying 4 years to become a nurse, I feel like it's very unfair that you get paid in that level of pay scale for your skills when another country offers you so much more for the set of skills you have. So I choose to come to a place who appreciate my skills much more, although the price that I have to pay for it is my friends and family. But at the end of the day, while I spend each day, what I see myself is one day I'm gonna build my own home here, my own future here, my own family here, and then I will be a much more happy person. And along with with that happiness, I would also have a happy career and a happy future, as well as bigger goals in my mind, because this place allows me to dream. So basically, that's the reason that I decided to come to the UK as well as stay in the UK. Now I would like to make more videos about the whole process of coming to the UK, or and so many other stuffs like that, which you guys have questions on. If you want, you can just pop up some questions in the comment and I'll make a video on it. So if you like my video, please like. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. Subscribe. Bye.